Karibu sana. Kwa majina naitwa Willis Roburu. This is another Tuesday. Steve amesema niwache kujifana ati naribu mic. Nyinyi mnasikia nikaa kuna wind nikifanya hivi? Steve, you don't like air. It is well. Let's start on Skype. Joining us is DNG. Later on, Agnes Nosizi will also join us. Leo hajakuja hapa. The heat was too much. But DNG joins us via Skype. What's going on?
Sawa.
Uko sawa?
Mimi niko chonjo kabisa bwana.
Yeah man, uko tayari?
Niko ready, born ready. Asui.
Hapo sawa. Right here in studio we have CJ Atemo.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
Very well.
Yes, everything is good. I pray for you special these days, especially on the weekends. Not just for church, but your football team is undergoing a metamorphosis. So just know somewhere there's always somebody making mention of your name.
Well, at least now you know you're not winning the league either. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Man City. You know, I just didn't want the pretenders to the throne.
Okay, so a few more games left. Miracles still happen. But anyway, Shatta Boyata zitaongea timu yako, but welcome.
More live team.
Karibu sana.
Shukran man.
Right on.
Yeah,
so
man.
today, there is a question right there. That's the question we're going to be asking you online as well. When you jump onto the conversation, it's pretty simple. If you use the hashtag Daybreak, we'll be able to see your tweets. If you text us on 22422, we'll also be able to see your SMSs. So we've opened it up for you to have this discussion with us. You, what they say, unachangia. Alafu tunaendelea hivyo mbele, sindio? So the question you're asking is, can men and women be just friends? I had wanted to play that song. Some criticize and say, they can't see that we're just friends. Is it possible? And then we'll also define easy friendships. I'm sure it's possible, but why is it such a hot button topic when you say just friends? I'll start it off with a story. There's one time, I think it was in high school when my parents were trying to deter me from dating. My school was mixed. And then I went home and my dad asked me, who is this so-and-so? And I said, it's just a friend. And he told me, you know, your mother and I were also just friends, and here we are. So, is it possible, Shatta, do you think that men and women can be just friends?
First of all, tuanzie hapo kwa your father. He's a wise man. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I don't think inawezekana men and women atukua tu just mabeste. There has in this life lazima kuna gain in everything you're doing. There must be that balance sheet where you have to gain. You get? Na mimi kuna mtu alisema tu jana huwezi tumia miwa kama walking stick. Ni ngumu sana. Eventually you will bite the sugar cane.
CJ, what do you think?
It's tricky, but it's possible.
Okay.
But it's tricky because there are people who have managed to do that. I think if it is very defined right from the start, then there's a lot of discipline, intentionality. It is possible. I think sometimes it is easier for the ladies to zone it out as just friends than for the men. But if you spend too much time around each other, that is not defined. There's nothing you're doing. It's not work, it's not class, it's not assignment, it's not something. Then you easily may find yourself
with bloodlines
beginning to be drawn elsewhere.
Yes.
So it takes a lot of work for that to work. Yeah.
It takes a lot of work for that to work. DNG, what do you think about this? Is there such a thing as just friends?
There is something like just friends. It's possible to actually just be what we call platonic friends, manze. Lakini shida ni moja bwana. My feelings, mtu wangu, my feelings. You know, the more you spend time with somebody, maybe you're doing an assignment together, you're working on a project, your colleagues, you just keep hanging out, manze. Baada ya kazi kamoja kawili katatu out of town nene. You just find that you have, you know, embraced this person, and no sooner had you realized that it has become more than just a platonic friendship. That therein is the challenge.
All right, I see Nonsizi. Unanipata, unanisikia?
Yes, loud and clear.
Very good, very good, very good. So what do you think, Nonsizi? Do you think that kuna kitu naweza kwa tu sisi we are just friends?
Well, it's hard small, eh? It's hard ngumu kidogo. But with clear guidelines, boundaries, and all that, it is possible. Shatta mentioned that there has to be gain for something. But you see, in this situation, the gain can be the friendship, it can be the business that you're having, it can be anything, but that needs to be communicated from the word go. Because, I mean, that is why people marry their friends. Why do people marry friends? Because you start forming things like those, and you know. So it's possible, but with clear guidelines. And the fact that we're even asking ourselves this question, can men and women just be friends? You all know how hard it is.
So what makes it hard, Shatta? Nonsense anajaribu kudebunk hiyo statement yako kusema kwamba lazima kukuwe na gain. Nini basi inafanya wewe, because wewe unasema it's impossible.
Yes.
So for you, what makes it impossible? Your gain haswa ni nini?
Feelings.
Okay.
Ni ma feelings tu man. Acha nikwambie kitu. Unajua ni relationship ngapi unajua zimeisha na statement ilianza he's just a friend.
Imeisha.
Na relationship inaisha juu ule friend became something else. You get for hata watu wakisema tuweke clear guidelines tukianza sisi ni mabeste, you can't predict what your feelings will tell you tomorrow. Today you might decide mimi sina anything, but kesho unaanza kufeel enyewe mse amekuwa best yangu so much that I understand even better, feelings zinaanza kugrow towards mtu. Therefore ukisema ati utakaa na mtu mwambiane sisi hakuna kitu tunaweza happen, you can't predict that. You can't predict your tomorrow. The best thing, just do what your father told you. Wewe jua tu. Haiwezekani. Na kama uko in a relationship na mtu wako, if you start a friendship with the opposite sex, you've invited a problem in your life. It will end up in tears. You get? Jua cha nikwambia kitu
tears on premium tears.
Ati na ujue hii friendship watu wasikota ati sasa juu tunafanya job pamoja now we are friends, ati tunafanya biashara. No. This is a friend that it does not have to be business oriented. Sindio? Hapo buda itakuwa ngumu sana.
So a lot of people Sija are talking about, I've heard most people apart from Shatta talk about boundaries.
Yeah.
Everybody said the boundaries have to be defined, guidance have to be defined. I have a question that somebody once told me that for somebody to be comfortably just friends with a female, they must have gotten to the point where they almost crossed the line, and then they say, no, we are better off just friends. Is it true?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. Again, I was going to ask a question, but then Shatta has preempted that as well. When we're talking about these platonic friendships, are we talking about people who are already in relationships or people who are just single and ready to mingle?
Yes, actually, we were going to get, that was one of the things we were going to get to Uko Beri. So, yes.
Because if you're single and you're free to mingle, then you don't even need to have all this paranoia around, we're just friends and stuff. You enjoy, you flow. If this person would end up to be your partner, that's okay. But then now, when you have somebody else in your life, then this is when you begin to define and put those boundaries. Why? Because that space is already occupied. And so you are mentally, psychologically, and emotionally trying to protect yourself from getting this person into this space because there will be a problem right there. So when the person was saying that maybe you got close to and then decided we are better off just being friends, that may be one of those. But again, you see, all of these things you will weigh. You will weigh this level of friendship. I do agree with Shatta Boy that there's gain, but all those gains, even in just male-male relationships, female-female relationships, there's something to gain. Okay. You don't hang out with people that are adding nothing to you or you're adding nothing to them. So you will have weighed, do I really want to take this to this level with this person? And you weigh that against the things that probably you would lose. So you're looking at, if we become an item, what are we going to lose? And then you decide, you know what, I don't think that this is worth losing for just a relationship or for a fling.
But what about the thing that Nonsinzi said about people marrying their friends?
Well, some people didn't, and they learned how. Some people didn't, but they learned how to be friends.
Okay.
See, the nature of men and women, Willis, there's this aspect of chemistry as well. There's that attraction that comes in. And some of these things happen when you're in your low moment. Then there's this person around you who seems to be a shoulder to lean on.
When you're
get
vulnerable.
attracted. Yeah. And they're there to listen.
Yeah.
They're there to walk with you. Then something just gets stirred up. Sometimes it's not the kind of person that you would have thought you would have anything to do with. You wake up and you realize the two of us are together. They were not the kind of people on a normal day, if you were sober and not broken, you would be with them. But then that kind of thing has brought out something in you.
Yeah.
It's not always that people marry their friends. People say marry your friends, but it's not always that people marry their friends. We probably will talk about how marriage also changes friendship, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, hiyo tutakujia hapo. Because then I guess that's where there is the most pressure, like you said. So it depends on whether you're single, ready to mingle, or you're already in a relationship. Definitely the discourse around that is different. DNG, in a situation where you have, you mentioned the word platonic friendships, right? So if you have these platonic friends, who between the male and the female, in your view, is likely to get the emotions twisted first?
I'd say the female. because females are very emotional, man, and so a female will interpret that you're spending time with her, you know, you're calling her all the time, texting her, hey, good morning, how you doing, are you okay, because you care. You see, labda yani that mama was just stressed jana at the office, and you are just, you know, texting to honestly just check in and say, hey bana, ulimaliza your project, ulituma your proposal. So on the feelings inaanzanga. But also for the guy it's also very dangerous, because especially if somebody is a good looking one, mnafanya project pamoja na anakaa mzuri,
Alafu atienda anakuwa project.
Yeye ndio anakuwa project bana, you just find yourself unanyenyekea, unakaribia sana, you want to be paired with this person, you want to form a team building. Hizo ndio mashida bana. Willis, let me put a controversial point forward. You can only be in a platonic friendship with somebody who you are not sexually attracted to.
Interesting.
Think about that for a minute. Pahali kuna attraction na chemistry na mambo kama hiyo, utapita na huyo mzee bana.
Nonsense, what do you think?
First of all, I really want to go back to something that CJ said, that when you're single, you should flow with things. Hey, please define things, because that's why you find yourself in a situation where, because of this, you're flowing, we have not defined things. Mara, I'm in a limbo, the guy has gotten married, I have gotten someone else, because, hey, we had not defined this, my friends. People should not flow with things. Another thing DNG says is that you cannot be in a platonic friendship with someone that you're not sexually attracted to, right? You can only be in platonic friendship with someone, because for you to be friends with somebody, there needs to be something that is bringing you together. Even my female friends, we have the same common goals. But now imagine it is a dude and I am single. So it is a very tough situation. It's a very tough situation.
Yes.
And then again, because you're all a men, and someone said that, I asked this in a group that I'm in, and there was such a heated debate, but there was one point that came out. Men keep close what's important to them. Hey, tell me, you're a man. So why are you keeping this friend who is female close to you? Yes, tell me.
There is that aspect
The looks.
that if I throw it to the other side, Shatta,
Yeah, man.
kuna hii aspect yenye wewe umeona udem, right? She's probably going through something, and immediately wewe unaona kama unaweza mwokoa. Unaona ni dem kitu, lakini rafiki yako, but chali yake, I'm treated for.
Okay.
So, okay. It's like you're weighing the facts of the case. So, is it true that sometimes men wanataka cross your line because they feel like they want to save this other person? And the same for women. Sometimes they feel like, Vilio said last week, you can go and share with somebody your secrets who's not necessarily your mate. So, anaona, hey, Ushata kila siku. Yani, he's such a good guy. But udem anamsumbua, nataka kumuokoa. Is that where the lines get blurry?
Unajua inaitwa the Messiah syndrome.
The Messiah syndrome.
Where now you think you can save everyone and everything.
Utakuwa deputy Jesus.
Yes. But unajua, for example, hata kitu ulisema ati it gets to a point mnaamua hii acha iko tu best tusivuka hii line. Unajua that means already hapo kuna rejection. Mtu mmoja ali-initiate, ndio mwingine akacheki, buda si the best, tubaki tu hapo. Sasa so already kuna how does this person take rejection? Will this friendship continue? Na kama ulishashow intent, what makes you think sasa zitaishia? Zitabaki kitu hapo umezifinyilia chini ya maji, but unaogopa kuziinua. That is it. You will be in this relationship with this lady just because umwambie ukweli juu unamuogopa. Alisha kuonesha haiwezekani.
So to use nonsense example, basically unasema kuna wale watu, to use the football analogy, kuna watu wanakuanga tu kwa bench. Wanangoja namba yao iwekwe juu.
Ingie sub.
Waingie sub haraka.
Na wao ndo wanapatia ranga advice za uongo. Ukiwa na issue, she is my friend, let me talk to him. Anda anakuchocha huko. Ndio wachana na mtu wako. A step in. Na DNG amesema mostly ni mademu uleta emotions kwa hii friendship. I think it's men. Wanaume hawajui kutritiwa poa. Hata yani dem ako so accessible to you ati anakuongeleshaga. Sasa pia anakujuliaga hali. Jua tujazoea kujuliwa hali na vitu kama hizo. Sasa the moment dem mwingine anakufanyia vitu kama hizo, automatically utassume dem anakudai. Unaget? So it is that man that starts making
too well brought up.
Maybe. Okay, kama kana roho mzuri pia.
Ama kana roho mzuri.
Kujali. So wewe kama mwanaume una feel udem ananijali bro. Na tena sana maybe kama uko na mtu na mtu wako akujalingi hivyo, unaanza kupata sasa wewe ndio unaanza kumake hizo steps. Na actually it's very easy for na ndio maana baadhi ya mademo wakisema he's just a friend, wanakuanga genuine. It's just that it gets to a point and it grows to something else, but it is the man that initiates that growth.
The man initiates the growth is a challenge as well. Now, just a reminder that you can shut up. I'm trying to be serious. You can SMS us and tweet us using the hashtag Daybreak and tag @TV Kenya. We can get some feedback as well in that regard in terms of what your views are. Can men and women be just friends? Hashtag is Daybreak, @TV Kenya, @Willis Raburu, @Shatta_boy, @CJatemo, @DNG Kenya, @Agnes Nonsinzi. That's on Twitter. And then you can also text us on 22422. CJ, you said kama uko single, flow. Nonsinzi naye akasema usiflow sana, you'll end up being the only one on the boat. And the proverbial Jesus amelala huko. Wewe ulikuwa nadhani mko pamoja kume amelala. So if maybe you could respond to that first in terms of not flowing, and then two, how does this change now when you're in a marriage setup?
Well, you know, all relationships began somewhere, at least from an acquaintance.
Right.
You don't meet somebody on the street and say, can we date? There had to be some sort of interaction, whether you had common friends, you were working in the same place, you were in the same school, college, or something. And that's why I'm saying that at that particular point, you cannot be paranoid. Like you meet people and immediately like we're just friends. If you're single, they're single, you don't know. So you just flow, you hang out. Probably you will find that this is the kind of person that you want to be with. So it's not that, you know, just keep flowing with your expectations while the other person is not interested. That's what I meant. That you can't carry these placards that just friends to everybody around your life. Because then you will never actually get into a relationship with anybody.
Right.
Somebody's asking you out and you think you enjoy their company, well, go out. It doesn't mean that when you go out for that coffee, you're ending up in bed. You know, sometimes we've got all of these placards and all of this
signs
that will push away people as well. But when I talked about, you know, how friendship changes in marriage, the stakes in marriage, and we talked about that when we're talking about the things of, you know, can you really open up? Why do men open up, or rather, how do men deal with their emotions? The stakes are different because when you're at the place of friendship, you talk very freely. This is your friend. You talk very freely. The things that you're dealing with, people that you meet, somebody inboxed you, you'll say, you know, there's this lady who's interested in me. It's just a friend talk. You get married, you're not sure you're going to be able to say, there's somebody inboxing me. Because that statement could change how did they get confidence? You know, you're just talking freely.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, but where did they get the confidence? So you become guilty. You are the whistleblower, but now you're guilty for sharing something like that.
Yeah.
So I think friendship changes. Even in the best of marriages, I think friendship changes in marriage because now people are very conscious of something they don't want to lose. Yeah.
So it often changes as well. Well, DNG, in a setup where sasa watu wameamua need to have and to hold sickness, ginene, ivo. What do you think? Is it possible to still have, if you're the wife, male friends, and if you're the what do you call it? The other guy.
The husband.
The husband.
The other guy.
What if you have the husband? Female friends, yes.
It's very difficult.
Yes.
Willis, it's very difficult. So I'd say this, but as a guy, first, if your chile tells you that, or your wife, for that matter, if she tells you that, hey, this guy is just my friend, these are just my boys, nini. First, karada mtu wangu, karada sana. So what you need to do, chukua kichungi. Filter awase, wakague. Kama msichana kapua kukuliko, make sure umeterminate your friendship. That is a threat. That is a threat, but please, tell your story. Those are the ones who will come and sabotage your relationship. So it's on the rocks, nini, and wako available. And also those guys for calling your mama at odd hours. Very late in the evening, Friday night, Saturday night, what's up? What do you mean what's up, bana? Tunakula dinner wewe pale tunaona uliza what's up. How you are too dangerous son. Those ones you need to ensure that you create boundaries around your relationship and the other party discontinues all form of relationships, bana. Those are very dangerous parties. Willis, you know, as a man you have to be proactive. Lazima uchangamke na uweze kudefend territory yako kama venye jeshi yetu ina defend hizi border zetu sawa.
All right, before I go to Nosinzi, because also as much as the majamaa wanapiga pia kuna girl child wanangojanga tu hapo 11:30 ama 11:59 ndio unasikia hi was just checking in on you. SMS imeingia hapo kwa notification.
Nice.
Na kama ni usiku unaona lights imewaka hivi kila mtu anaamka kuangalia hii light. It's not Jesus. Let's take a look at some SMSs and see what people are saying in terms of the SMSs. Purity says behind every opposite friendship kuna secrets two people must hold. You didn't leave your name. You say, yes, we can, but it will end in premium tears. It's very hard, and trust me, for a woman and a man to be great friends, there must be at least secrets each one of them protects. Nisiri zao too, and they get entangled. So two people so far have mentioned number of secrets. Ruben Mutinda says, in every relationship, there's always a deal to make, but if he or she fails to do what one needs, they end up breaking their relation. Boy child, feeling they just high to sexual immorality compared to women. Okay, we'll try to figure out. Okay, right. Locomon Joseph says that's impossible since you want to prove that you are more than a friend. You didn't leave your name. You say, my problem is, how do I convert my friend into a girlfriend? You know, shida yake maalum. Charles says it can't be. Eventually they will turn friends with benefits. Ni kama kutembea na chupa ya soda mkononi. Orashata said, sugar cane things. Amos Gatich says, hiyo ni ndoto. Hakuna day unaeza kuwa rafiki na mwanamke. Ndoto amesema. Ati ubeshte, wewe ushawaitumia miwa kama walking stick ukafaulu. The Shatter Chronicles. Esther Nambale says, hiyo ni usherati, okokeni na mtubu kwa jina la Yesu. Well, lucky for us, you have a pastor who can lead us in forgiveness. Viewer, you didn't leave your name. He says, it's not possible for man and women to be friends. Never. Kwanza after sex. Calvin says, yes, men and women can just be mutual friends. I have one, yet nothing more happens between us. Good for you, Calvin. All right, that's the last text. All right. Keep texting us on 22422. That's the SMS line. And also we'll welcome your tweets on the hashtag Daybreak. See, as you can see, so many diverse views. But there seems to be a thread of secrets, trust, people not trusting each other with themselves. I don't know. What do you think?
I want to begin with Calvin. You know, it would be good to know who has ensured that there's nothing going on. He could be taking the credit for the effort of the lady. Well, you know, because you could have somebody who keeps on reminding you every day, you know, you're just like a brother to me.
Yes, yes,
like
I'm a high bro.
Yeah, so you know that the boundaries have already been drawn. But the truth is, and DNG mentioned that as well earlier on, if you spend too much time around somebody, you begin to appreciate their strengths, you begin to appreciate their abilities, you begin to appreciate their personality, and unless they're damaged, and I use that in quotes and very carefully, you will get attracted to them. Even if not physically, just to those kind of things, that they listen to you, they make you laugh, you know, they're intelligent, the way they reason through things. If you keep spending a lot of time around this person, you begin to find the things that will attract you. If you know that that is going to be a challenge, then just don't do it. Stay away. Deal only when you need to deal. You know, it is said that even prisoners fall in love with the people who imprison them. If you have spent too much time with an oppressor, then you find that the oppressed do not want to leave the oppressor. That's the nature, the intricate nature of human bonds, that sometimes you're in something that is so bad, but you don't even want to pull out because that's what you're used to. It is difficult, Willis. It is possible, but I will say again, it is very difficult. For men who are nearly like on the sexual edge every time, you know, they don't need a lot of triggers to want to have anything. You had to cough, but for and I'm not even talking about you.
You don't need it because, like they say in Nigeria, body no be wood.
Yeah,
this body
they
is
don't
only
need too much. We don't need too much, and so the moment you begin getting attracted to somebody, that begins to become a possibility.
Right.
So for men, it is actually harder work.
Okay.
For you to be around somebody that you're attracted to and not want to take it to the next level. And especially if you start investing in it, you're there when their bulb needs to be changed, you're there when they needed to do something with their house, their car, you know, had a flat tire, you came in and changed it. As you invest, you begin feeling that you have some expectations, sadly, in there. So it's just good for people, you know, to get to a place where you know yourself. You know, I'm getting into danger right here. I need to withdraw.
All right, Nonsinzi, I got a question for you because so to say, hypothetically, mumeflow na mko sawa. Would you have a problem with new friends in terms of you guys you're dating or you've now engaged, and now all of a sudden there's these new friends? Do you have a problem with the new friends, or do you have a problem with wale wenye ulipata already? By the time ulikuwa unaingia ulijua ule Purity, Charity, Emily na nini wote already walikuwa friends ya your husband to be or your boyfriend?
Actually, yes, I would have a problem. And also, if my partner is a sane one, imagine he will understand that now they have to go, because surely
why do they have to go? Yani off the bat, hata ujasikia hata what? Fanya hivi, karibu nikodi Idi Amin. Dictatorship. Sikiza, wall up nonsense, wall up. Why off the bat ujasikia hata hao mabeshte ni nini? Wewe umeshasema tu once we eat, baby they gotta go. Ujasikia hata ni surely childhood friend utafukuza. Anyway, go on. What is your reason?
You see, I need to understand the nature of their friendship.
Okay.
Because you see, when he was single, probably the things they were doing together, they were hanging out, they were drinking, or they were doing whatever it is. Not unless they have a business together, then for sure, I mean, money is important, then that one we can sit down and consider. And I'm not to be broke. But please, if it's anything not making sense, then hey. I mean, I'm not saying just not all of them. Their friendship, even you as a man, you need to weigh, or any partner. When you get into a serious relationship, you need to weigh, sorry, is this going to add value to me, or is it not going to add value? Is my partner feeling insecure? And are there gray areas. Why are they feeling the way they are feeling? Then you will be able to decide and know. But also, like DNG said, kuna wengine, imagine you have to guard. Na una thief. You are at the end. DNG, there's something that you said, and I really want to tell you. Like, if the other part, the friend, is good looking than you, be scared. My friend, not even a good looking. Imagine ata look squeeze is still
But Willis, kuna point kali hapa.
Yes.
Nonsini umesema very interesting about relationships. I think we also need to consider to social distance within our friendships. You know, what I mean is that if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're committed, you know, these mamas who are just for fun, you know, you have those friends for niaje, sherehe, kanaivasha, kanini. Hey, hizo achana nazo bwana, zitaleta shida kwa nyumba, zitaleta maswali mingi, zitaleta questions, and you don't want that kind of scenario. So as a guy or even a mama, you just have to say, you know, because of, for the sake of my relationship, I'm going to just keep some form of distance between myself and this person or these people. We can't be hanging out like we used to hang out kitambo when I was a single chap, ready, tayari. Lazima niweke breki kidogo, I prioritize mazee. Wacha tu hang out, hata tu hang out sisi wote basi. Weka dem hapo, weka chali yako hapo, watu wajuane wafurane pamoja.
Acha, Shata,
at least it's safe.
Shata has a rebuttal. He's even moving uncomfortably in his chair. Shata, even as you respond, however, isn't it true that there needs to be a reality check ya kwamba we can't also exist in a vacuum? Lazima watu wa relate.
Ni kweli lazima watu relate, lakini nikikuuliza mimi nikigrow mimi sikuona mamangu akiwa na a male friend. It does not mean aligrow peke yake. There were boys that she grew up with.
Yes.
But mimi kuzaliwa kugrow sijaiona mamangu akiwa na wanaume marafiki. Okay? Na aliishi poa na babangu. Actually, you see, sisi pale inafikaga sasa tunaanza kujionesha tunaweza ishi tofauti ndio sisi uchoma. Unaelewa? Na hiyo coexist. Unajua you can have friends but make them your friends. Wache kukuwa my partner's friend. If they can be our friends, like if CJ is showing up ni rafiki yangu na my wife or my girlfriend, you get. So tuko na hiyo, tukimit tunameet pamoja. So pia sasa si watu wazi pia kumit peke yao kama siko. Hiyo sasa ni kuchoma pia. But vile DNG kwa anasema kusieve. Mimi hata hakuna maana ya kusieve. Wewe ifunge tu yote bro. Wasi exist. Hiyo kusieve au naacha hapo juu you don't know. Wacha tukwambie kitu. Wachomwe tu. Utasieve wale utachapo ukifikiria ndio sio kumbe ndio hao.
Unamdhani sivyo ndivyo
juu hiyo sivyo umepatiwa inaweza kuwa iko upside down. Unaelewa? Ndio tukisema hapa ilianza tukisema they are just friends. Unaget. Alafu pia unaweza kuwa this is a toxic friend that you are used to. The Stockholm syndrome. You get you with this person, you think they help you but they don't, and you don't want to lose them. Unaget. At sometimes you give them priority over your relationship. Unaelewa? So if you are getting into a relationship, you need to know that some things must end, whether you like it or not.
Or not.
So you choose. It is this friendships or it is this relationship. If this friendship has a business aspect to it that brings weight into your life, now you have to consider, you know. But kama ni sherehe tu bro, wewe piga sherehe na mtu wako.
We have some 10 tweets that have come in as well. Let's look at what's going on and what people are saying as we sample more, and as we invite you guys to keep talking to us. Hale Bahali anasema hii nayo haiwezekani, ni kama kupea mkamba gunia ya maembe na umwambia sikule. Timo sijui mbona mnaingiliwa na Shata. Impossible. If the friendship is not built in a business-oriented setting, then that's a different story. Ati just friends. Hapo hakuna hata katiba imekataa. Amwai Brian says, as much as people are an inspiration, we should also be driven by passion. If you're to succeed in a business, do it because you want to and not because someone you know got into it and became successful. Research is also important and just understanding the market. Okay. All right, we gotta research, eh? Isaac Emoto, men and women can only be friends if they're connected purposefully, especially in terms of education matters, business partners, or colleagues at work. But it must have that limit, especially to married individuals. Innocent Akunda says, one of my longest serving best friends is a lady. We met back in 2012. We always got each other's backs and respect each other. I have never thought of her in a sexual manner. She'll be among my groomsmen. Shata, I'll need you for that one. Amema Kialo _19 says, what can I say? What I can say is, good or bad, who knows? And men do fall for this fast, especially before the 3rd or 6th month. I'll make out the timeline. We seek out the next step after just friends. Goal has been achieved. Hilawama says, every friendship must have benefits, not the can you do me a favor things. Kay Delano says, a big no. There is no way opposite sex can be close friends who spend most of their free time together, mostly, and something doesn't crop up, almost literally. I'm Willis. Nice name. Si kitu ngumu kufanyika, you just don't think a lot about him or her. Interesting. Peter Odiwor 9 says, what matters here is having the correct mindset. The correct mindset is what will upgrade the friendship between the two parties or will enable their feelings to colonize you. So what matters is the correct mindset. Kim Kimutai says, the only time men and women are friends is if they are from the same family. Nothing more. All right, that's the last one. Diverse, rich views. There people have all sorts of ideas, but most of the people wanakata. Is it that watu wamepitia vitu mingi sana? They're hurt? What's going on?
You see, like the person who's talking about, I've had a lady friend from 2012, and then she'll be part of my groomsmen. Again, this is why I said earlier on, you also need to seek the views of the other person. Because he could be feeling that, but then this lady is feeling very disappointed. She could be feeling like I've given myself.
Probably she's watching saying groomsmen. So unaenda kuolewa. What do you mean? Ukuoa, sorry.
Hey. Because you hear a lot of stories where probably just when somebody's about to get married, a friendship they thought was platonic gets messed up. Nobody ever talked about we need to date or something, but then there was an expectation. Somebody gave themselves, they were always ready for you, like they were available when you needed coffee outs, when you needed help, you needed somebody to talk to, you want to go out, like DNG is saying, you want to go to Naivasha or somewhere else. They're always on there, hoping something is going to show up along the way. Then you wake up one day and you say, you know, I wanted to be on my wedding committee. That fresh
She
event.
says, what?
Then you think that I never knew she had these kind of feelings. So sometimes even the people who were saying that we've been okay, sometimes they're making assumptions. And I use the word sometimes. Sometimes they're making assumptions. It would be good also to hear from the other side. The thing is, do not be selfish in what you think is a platonic friendship. Do not be selfish thinking we're just friends, yet the other person actually invests in it thinking there is hope for them. You're demanding from them like they're your partner, and then you're saying they're just a friend. You have to also weigh so that you're not being a user.
So there are there are a lot of people who are taking advantage of other people in this regard. DNG, so what do you think is the way that people can escape some of these things that CJ is talking about, where it's just one party who is just stamping and saying, man, I've heard this girl for 8 years. And that's 2012 to now is 8-9 years. Yeah. And that's just a, an example. He could be right. He could be, maybe they've already had this conversation. But how do you then make sure that both of you are in the same page, or on the same page rather?
Allow me to start with a testimony.
Come on.
Hallelujah.
I'm giving glory to God.
Every Tuesday I have to bring for you guys personal testimonies. But so now, what CJ is saying is the truth. And let me tell you why. It happened to me. So I had this friend who I thought we were just friends, manze. Unajua, hata sikuwa na feel, manze. That's what I keep saying, man. I have friends who you're not attracted to. So it's safe. But CJ is right, man. On the other side, you think this person is on the same page as you, kumbe, them they are waiting, hoping, investing, man. So this person became my friend. We got into biashara. She actually became my client. You know, alikuwa ananisukumia makazi deadly, manze, kazi kubwa kubwa, Willis. Nenda from one town to another town, napiga show, napiga kazi kali, launch.
#1 hype man.
Pesa ilikuwa inaingia fit. So now my boys are like, hey, maze, udem, kwani anakudai? One of my business partners. So I'm like, hapana, hawezi kuwa ananidai. Sisi tu ni mabeshte, tuko na ushago moja, yani we come from the same part of Kenya, ukazi wa friends, you know, such things. Kumbe, we alikuwa na feelings mtu wangu. So what happened, ile time, sasa nilienda kuoa, udem sijui tulikosania wapi, alianza kuninyima makazi hizo views za biashara, kaenda kuchoma zote. So even some of my other clients would call me and like, hey, I thought you were tied to this mama. I'm like, what's up? This mama is saying, but now we shouldn't book you for this job. You understand? It became personal, yani, that me have moved on with my life and she's not a part of my life. And I had no idea until that transpired. Yeah.
Ni noma sana. Nonsinzi. Umenyamaza sana ukisikia hiyo story. Sijui kama hata wewe uko na testimony. We are opening up the floor for testimonies.
I don't have a testimony. All I'm saying,
yes,
like the communication expert that I am.
Yes.
The bottom line here is communication. For both sides. And imagine, it doesn't matter. You who is thinking you're just friends, preempt it with the other person. Hakikisha, tafadhali. See the way you send an email to a client and then you follow up. Hey, did you receive that? Just confirm. Hey, DNG, see, we are just friends. We are, right? Keep, you know, so that, because hope is not a strategy. DNG alikuwa anasema that mama was hoping, you know, and one day hope is never a strategy. Communication is. Please, no matter whether you're single or not, whether you're married, or of course the married ones, we are the ones who are targets. Yeah? So please communicate. Make sure that everything is there on the table so that even when you, and I'm saying, when you communicate, it doesn't mean that there won't be those entanglements, no. So that when they're there, you'll be like, but mimi nilisema. Mimi nilikuwa nimesema. See, I had said, communicate.
Karibu tuanzishie a whole new topic. Ukisema entanglement. Now, that is a story for a whole other Tuesday. Because it's crazy. Anyway,
there's something, well, I know Shatta wants to say something, but there's something Nonsizi has to be honest about. Like, it's not also very easy for women to open up about their attraction to a man because they're not sure they will be accepted and they don't know how to handle rejection. So this woman will just be in the sidelines there, hoping that something is going to come up. If it's not coming up, she's just waiting. Normally, when they start having feelings and they're not sure it will work, the first and the basic reaction of a woman is to withdraw. So the man will realize this girl is no longer talking, as DNG is saying, those businesses are no longer coming. She doesn't want to open up that she fell in love with Willis, lest Willis says, you know, I consider you to be my younger sister. So it's not as easy.
Fall in love with Willis.
Yeah.
So the fear of rejection is also another thing.
It is. It is huge, especially for the ladies.
Yeah. But and men, people always say though men feel it more.
But you know, man.
Shut up, like if you go and then
Willis,
the first thing you're told is bro.
I can tell you,
Yeah.
Willis, that shirt didn't fit you okay. And you'll be like, so I changed the shirt, and I'll be like, change the shirt. You don't tell that to a lady because she will feel the whole of her. So she's actually thinking about the number of things you're not saying. It's no longer just the shirt. That's why you can't tell a lady just easily, like, you put on weight. You've got to know whether she wanted to put on weight or not, because that's a whole conversation. For a man, he would understand. You don't just say to a lady that, you know, the food had salt. The interpretation is, you don't like my cooking. It's a whole thing that is really magnified over there. So I think men, yes, we feel the pain of rejection, but we can handle it better than the ladies.
Shata.
Yeah, man.
Yes, unimeona ukishake kichwa sana.
Unaona hiyo kitu nonsense anasema
Yes.
communicate.
Okay.
There is also fear, acha rejection of losing. You get? So maybe I have feelings for this lady, and she tells me we're just friends, yes. Nikimwambia no, nimeji open up to kitu siwezi control hapo mbele. One, anaweza moi friendship iishe. I don't want to lose that friendship. You get? So what do I do? Yeah, we are friends. You get? Namwambia we are friends, but we are not friends. I just don't want to lose her. I'd rather have her calling me a friend, but she's there with me. Unaelewa? That is something else. You una feel there are things that you gain from it. Hata kikuta tu friend, utaongea na yeye, unajua hizo tuko tunasema. Another thing, ukikuwa na watu wenye people that are friends before you get into a relationship, kuna kuwaga na shida ya once you are in this relationship, these friends start showing you that they know your partner more than you. Like, we saw this person before you, we know this person better. Wacha hata mwanaume mwingine kukuonyesha kusudemi yako, even girlfriends. Like, this girl is a friend to my girlfriend, they met maybe wakiwa watoi. This girl will want to show me, the boyfriend, that she knows my girlfriend more than me. You get? Sasa na bado itakuuma kama mwanaume. Now imagine another man showing you that he knows your girlfriend better. How can there be peace in that relationship? You see? Kuna vitu tunaweza fanya in the stages of courtship. You get? Like, I make sure I introduce you to these friends that I don't want to lose earlier on, and make sure these friends also absorb you. You become their friends, even beyond being my friend. Unaelewa? So that hata mimi na wewe tukiwa na issue, you know the friends to go talk to. Unaelewa? That is something else other than just talking to my family that might just take my side and not see your side. Unaelewa? There must be those friends that you know, actually this person is a good person. You must get absorbed in it. You get into a system, get absorbed, understand it. No, now this one is a friend. This one is not a threat. Unaelewa? Alafu pia ni poa kujuaga hii friendship ya watu ilianziaga wapi. Kama you are being honest, ujue shata na udemo walijuanaga hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi ndio wanakuaga. Hawajawahi kuwa na anything. Unaget? Na kuna kwa tuna signs zingine you would know hata kama mtu anakuambia we are friends. If I have a lady that is my friend and I introduce a girlfriend and I start seeing huyu dem anaanza ni kama hataki ku respect girlfriend wangu, ana feel kama space yake ina invadiwa, automatically there are feelings here. But we choose to ignore because we want to be selfish. We want to gain, I want to have the girlfriend, I want to have this friend. Unaget? So that selfishness is what ends up ruining everything. You lose the girlfriend, you lose the friend.
Unabaki man island.
Yeah, man.
All right, even as we start winding up here, I'm seeing some interesting texts here that are coming through. Engineer Charles Vick anasema, Willis, at the end of all this, and then he puts a hyphen and musical notes and says, Nairobi. Emmanuel Swaka also says this. Today there have been a lot of analogies. He says, a man who is a friend to a woman is like a Luya man who rears chicken as a pet. One day, ellipsis. And there are some more tweets I see that are coming up there. Adiro Memes says, at Diro Memes, says, yo, I support DNG. I also had a friend, a girl, but we ended up being friends with benefits. Face with tears of joy face, with tears of joy so. Why? Where there's an attraction, there can't be friendship. Where the muta wengiza rhymes hapo, you already know. Engineer Clive _ CCTV, yani anatuangalia hadi ndani. He says, I've got a friend since 2005 and we're still friends. No sexual relationship. We met single. I am now married with 2 kids. She has 2 children. It depends with what you set your mind to, I guess. We break and get back, but not in terms of emotional attachment. Interesting. Congratulations, I guess. Nanka Nguma says, Willis, inawezekana wana, but it will depend on what you discuss and your thoughts. Have been in a friendship with a lady for 2 years now, but we have done nothing. She even visits my wife in my absence. Gino nyalo reja yada. Yeah, that one is now French kidogo. Anasema inawezekana. Sin Timo Lemanta 7. Vitu kwa ground is different. Men are always honest on friendships, but ladies always have a hidden agenda. That's it. All right, just final comments. We'll start with the non-CZ.
It's possible, and because even when I was asking this, there are many ladies who came out and said, you know what, most of their friends are men. So it's possible, but again, just know why you are into it. And if you ever want to cross and go to the other side and make it more than friends, then just be in a position to communicate. And I want to, there's something CJ said about ladies feeling rejection. But I think the more you grow, the more you mature, you can be able to articulate and communicate your feelings better. And then when you're rejected, you're like, surely, see, the world has been rejecting me for all these years, then surely, why now? So I feel like it comes as you mature, then you're able to solidify this relationship more, even with the other gender, that is the men. So it's possible, but of course, with clear guidelines.
All right, D and G.
I like what several of our viewers have said this morning about the mind and the thoughts. And somebody even said, conquer your thoughts. That's profound. Because that's where everything begins. You know, so if you're able to conquer that, you're able to take control over your life. And this is very important, especially if you're in a relationship. Because if you do not conquer your thoughts in a relationship, problems begin, drama ensues, and you do not want that. So I feel like let's be responsible, let's make the right choices, and you know, it has to be a proactive choice, man. When you see the show saying niaje, unaondokea boss, unaondokea hiyo shida, ni kama penye tunaondokea madeni.
All right, CJ.
You know, I think that there are people who are saying, well, we've been friends, and then I picked up that most of them are saying we have done nothing. I don't think you have to do something for there to be something. Okay. Just the fact that you can't go to bed without seeing a text or texting, or the excitement that you get either meeting or talking to this person should tell you you're treading on dangerous grounds.
Right.
The fact that you enjoy their company more than even your own person and those kind of things. So it doesn't have to go into the place where there's a physical intercourse or something, but just look at the reaction it brings. What Shatterboy said, I thought about that. What does it make you feel when you see this person with somebody else that they want to date or they want to marry? What does that make you feel? So you may say, you know, we've been friends, but somewhere you feel your space has been invaded as well. So be honest with yourself, with emotions. If you know that it is beginning to mix you up, just withdraw.
Just withdraw. Shatter.
Yeah, man. Iko hivi. In this life, everything mutates. Everything. It's biology. That friendship will mutate to something else. A fool learns from their own mistakes. A wise person from the mistakes of others. My friend, haiwezekani. Haiwezekani. You want to learn from your mistakes? Okay. You want to learn from others? I'm sure you can pick 10 examples of friendships that ruin the relationship. You see? But if you want to be a statistic, you go ahead.
All right, well, I guess in everything, there's always an exception to the norm. There's always a possibility in every form of research and everything. So I guess at the end of the day, communicate, get your mindset right, and live your life the way you see fit the most. Peace and love, people. See you next week. But me, Narudi Kesho.
Fire.